But if they want to judge scientifically and find out the truth, then Islam is a system. And as I mentioned, in these two verses, for instance, it says that those who are blind here on this earth will rise as blind men in the hereafter. That shows that you can't expect paradise unless you have developed those abilities, the inner qualities, without which you cannot go to paradise. And those qualities are to be judged here on this earth. And this verse belongs to the changes which someone goes through while improving his soul by practicing Islam on this earth. According to Islam, when you begin to practice Islam correctly, then within you spiritual organs begin to develop. Like eyes, they will be spiritual eyes. Like ears, they will be spiritual ears. And a whole inner being begins to be born here on this earth. So this verse refers to this phenomenon. If you have not developed those spiritual eyes with which you can see your God and the phenomena of religion, then you cannot expect to be born with eyes in the hereafter. But there is another, this is something subjective. As yet, it is subjective, and some Christian can say that, all right, we have also got inner eyes. We have developed them, okay. So, but there should be some objective study as well. Some proof where it can be positively shown that God, the paradise has been denied you and has not been denied us here on this earth. In the second verse which I recited, that phenomena has been discussed. Allah says, يَتَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ أَلَّا تَخَافُوا وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ نَحْنُ أَوْلِيَاؤُكُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَدَّعُونَ. It says that those people who are promised paradise, they will be recipients of revelation through angels on this earth. The promise of paradise is not something just belonging to the other world. In this world they will begin to see the promise being fulfilled. And the angels which would descend upon them would be talking angels, not silent, quiet angels. That is to say, it will not be their inner thoughts and views which they will be attributing to Allah that we receive this revelation. It will be an observable phenomena, an objective phenomena from outside, that they will receive angels descending upon them and they will be talking to them. And they will be giving them promises. And such promises as they will themselves speak to the rest of the world, that angels did speak to them. And what are the promises? La takhafu wa la tahzanu. That shows that they are passing through a state of fear. And a state where they are being deprived of their properties and their possessions, with the result that they are feeling sorrowful. They are sad and dejected because of these losses. So when angels begin to descend, they come with this promise that from now on your sorrow will be turned into happiness, your fear will be turned into hope. So we have come with this message, and this message is to be fulfilled here on this earth. Now what better proof can you offer anybody that promise of paradise has been fulfilled partly here? And Jamaat Ahmadiyya has been passing through all these phases, year after year, or decade after decade. And the history of Jamaat Ahmadiyya is a proof enough that when paradise is promised to us, that promise is just not a fake promise or just something belonging to the other world. It is a reality which we begin to see here, and we have seen here many a time before, and we are expecting it to be seen again now. So tell them, draw their attention that now this is the time to observe. Now we are speaking from a point of dejection, from the lowest depth, where almost all hope is lost. It's total darkness. And you can also share that darkness with us if you begin to see from our angle. So there is nothing which is obscure about it. And now we are telling you, the angels have started descending upon us. And they are promising. So you live long enough to see that this promise is kept, and then you will know that the promise which was given to us about the life after death, that also would be kept. But what is the sign for your promises? You follow the argument? Thank you. Yes, please. Salat al-Wusta has been discussed at length by various commentators of the Quran and various jurisprudence schools, the imams of various schools of jurisprudence. Some people say literally means the namaz-e-asr. That is Salat al-Wusta because there are two prayers before Asr and two after it. And Asr is the prayer which has been mentioned as Salat al-Wusta, and you should be careful particularly to perform that prayer. But there are other commentators, and we tend to agree with them more, who say that Salat al-Wusta means the one which occurs during your activities when they reach the climax. When you are engrossed in your job, when you are engaged in your pursuits, whether they are your work or they are your hobbies. For example, a cricket test is going on nowadays between West Indies and England, and there are such mad fans of cricket that when they are observing the cricket, they forget everything else. So any prayer which comes during such enhanced activities, that prayer is likely to be lost. So Salatul Wusta means right in the middle of your activities, right in the middle of your personal pursuits. Whichever prayer happens to be there, that is the prayer to be watched. If you don't let that prayer go waste, then you are safe because the rest of the prayers will be easier for you to perform. So such prayers can happen at the end of the day as well as at the beginning of the day. Any time. Time of the day is irrelevant when you translate this like this. And Hazrat Rasul Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has himself opined on this subject, not with reference to the word Salat al-Wusta, but generally speaking he has mentioned this, and from that I infer that this meaning of Salat al-Wusta is correct. Because Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that Allah is very happy, exceptionally happy with such a person who has spent a tiring day, and it is difficult for the whole lot of the people who have shared that tiring day of labor, extreme labor with him. The rest of the people, they go to sleep. It's too much for them to stand in prayer before Allah. But there is one person who stands and performs the prayer, paying full attention to what he is saying, and also he enjoys that prayer. He says that is the person who is the recipient of very special love from Allah. Now that was Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's style of saying things when he did not mention the name of such a person, and that person was exceptionally